A very warm welcome back to the channel and another aviation news recap. Yes, I was meant to take the day to prepare for the upcoming Dubai Airshow, but you know, that never works. And if anything, I'd like to think of this episode as a bit of a preview to the airshow, as two major aircraft orders are slated to be announced. We have expansion at American Airlines and also Alaska Airlines, but beginning with arguably the biggest topic of the video, and that is with Turkish Airlines, who are in talks with Airbus to place a significant order for upwards of 300 aircraft. A deal, per Bloomberg, would, if agreed, be placed at the 2023 Dubai Airshow, which commences tomorrow, and because of these leaks, it may very well happen on the Monday. As part of a commitment to growth at Turkish Airlines, they do need new aircraft to enter their doors, and pretty rapidly. Turkish has plans to become a leading force within the global industry and expand its service towards markets such as Australia, but it needs the aircraft to be able to do this. A new deal would be spread across multiple types and see it by 2033 flying 800 total aircraft. This is permitting everything goes according to plan. As you know, with guidance, it always is subject to change. The Airbus A350 would be the center point for the deal, even though it wouldn't be the largest amount of aircraft ordered, but the expectation is 75 A350-900s will be ordered alongside 15 A350-1000s. As part of this commitment, Turkish Airlines would become the world's largest operator of the A350, which is why this part of the deal certainly steals the show. On top of this, the A350F is subject to a commitment for the Turkish cargo division. Turkish Airlines also are looking to enhance their narrow-body fleet, with 250 A321neos being ordered. This ever-popular variant has seen its backlog only continue to increase, which is a positive sign to say the least. When currently looking at their fleet, 366 planes are in service per Cirium's latest data, and this is spread across many aircraft types. I do think Turkish Airlines will be a company that will be one to watch in, say, the next 5 to 10 years, and once this order does go through with potential also commitments for Boeing aircraft, their future is going to certainly be big. And it isn't the only big order that is slated to take place that we know of, at least at this year's edition of the Dubai Airshow, because Riyadh Air are set to take on the spotlight once more and order the 737 MAX. This is also per Bloomberg, with the sources listed down below in the description. I do want to mention that a deal for the 737 MAX isn't uncommon knowledge. Ultimately, the airline has been eyeing a purchase of the series for some time, and it's been more about when rather than if. However, when you consider that the 2023 Dubai Airshow is arriving and the spotlight on the Middle Eastern sector is very much visible, executives at Riyadh see it as the perfect time to move forward with a deal. Riyadh Air will actually be displaying a Boeing-owned 787 Dreamliner at the show as it gears up for a launch in the coming years. A deal for the 737 MAX is likely to consist of up to 100 units. However, I do want to mention that at this point, we don't have the specifics around variants and as such. That will likely come when the deal is formally announced. But it is worth mentioning that two variants of the MAX series, that is your Dash 7 and Dash 10, do remain uncertified. This is despite a considerable backlog for each variant and the respective airlines awaiting the services of the aircraft. You'd say they're being very patient. As part of a deal for the Boeing 737 MAX, it will solidify the Saudi Arabian-based carrier's commitment to the plane maker. At launch, at least currently, Riyadh Air will operate an all-Boeing fleet. A noteworthy move comes following the announcement of a 787 order earlier this year. This included firm orders alongside options that can be activated. The Boeing 787s will really form the backbone of the airline's long-haul operation, and it will likely act as the first aircraft type that they will fly when they do eventually launch. If you'd like to know a little bit more about Riyadh Air, well, they're a pretty ambitious upcoming airline slated to launch in 2025 from Saudi Arabia. The conception of the airline and the subsequent birth are part of Saudi Arabia's ambition to grow as a country and really become a leading travel destination by 2030. Riyadh Air won't compete with Saudia, but will look to rather complement this existing airline. Over to airline expansion, and we sit now with Alaska Airlines, who have announced plans to grow from Portland with the commencement of a new route in 2024. And this focus will be on the Pacific Northwest, as Portland to Nashville will commence on March 14th, 2024, and be operated by a 737. Alaska says flights are expected to operate year-round. The service will run daily to cater to the growing demand and commitment to the city. Alaska Airlines notes that they will now be the only airline offering non-stop service between Portland and Nashville, connecting the Rose City with the Music City, which will really highlight the love of food, dynamic music, and vibrant culture. Alaska Airlines says departure times will be in the morning from Portland and a late afternoon departure from Nashville, and these have actually been timed specifically with the primary mission of enabling convenience. When this route commences, it'll be the 53rd non-stop destination from Portland and really solidifies the airline's place in the city for over 20 years as its largest carrier. Additionally, Alaska says that they can proudly say they now offer more destinations non-stop out of Portland outside of the Pacific Northwest than before the global pandemic. On to American Airlines, who are the final story of today, who have also announced exciting expansion developments. They have placed an application to the United States Department of Transportation to become the only airline in the US to fly between New York JFK and Tokyo Haneda. Expansion towards Tokyo has been very lucrative for carriers within the United States amid increasing demand and also restrictions easing following the pandemic. If approved, as I touched on, they would be the only airline within the United States to be offering such a connection. Away from Tokyo, they'll also expand services to Mexico in the beginning of March 2024. But back to that Tokyo Haneda service. American wants to utilize the 777-200ER, and they'd look to also complement existing frequencies by partner Japan Airlines. They believe by adding themselves onto the market, it would really offer more convenient arrival and departure times in New York City. Additionally, when you consider that this can also extend towards better connections from Tokyo Haneda to not only other Japanese cities, but also to cities across Asia through a very simple one-stop. That is going to conclude today's aviation news recap. I do really want to thank you for tuning in. Please do get ready because it is airshow time, and if you've been watching the channel for even say the past 6 months, and I'd hate to say 5 years, then you definitely know that air shows are very busy when it comes to coverage, so make sure you have those notifications on as I'll be covering it 24/7. Thank you very much again for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Do take care and please be safe. I'll see you tomorrow for the commencement of the 2023 Dubai Airshow, which is set to be a big one for the Middle East and the broader aviation industry.
And we'll